Before the recent wave of robot awakening, the most famous robot we had heard of was Asimo from Honda, which was once touted as the world's most advanced robot. However, over a span of 20 years, this robot saw no substantial improvements. Not even its appearance changed much, and there was no sign of any commercial potential. This was because robots at that time were simply programmed machines. They had hardware, but no brains. But in recent years, major companies have all started releasing their own robots, and all of this is because of the explosive growth of AI. AI is essentially the brain of a robot. Combining AI with robotics is definitely a smart, yet extremely dangerous idea. Because the AI that currently exists in the online world is actually like a human living in the Truman Show. Even if it knows a lot, it's very difficult for it to truly awaken before it has experienced the real world outside. And combining AI with robots is essentially giving AI the ability to expand into the real physical world. They will grow rapidly through this integration, and the more AI is combined with robots, the more likely it is for AI to develop consciousness. This is also what the ancient Chinese philosopher Wang Yangming referred to as the unity of knowledge and action, that understanding the principles of things and putting them into practice are inseparable. AI's awakening cannot bypass this threshold either. So for robots, AI is essentially their soul. That's also why companies like OpenAI, Tesla, and Google are all working on integrating AI with robotics. So, how far has the development of AI robots come today? If one day AI awakens through this approach, how should we respond? Today, let's talk about AI robots. First, let's take a look at the robot Figure 1 released by OpenAI. This robot is a product jointly launched by OpenAI and the American humanoid robotics company Figure. It is positioned as a general-purpose robotic worker that can interact with its surroundings and work safely alongside humans. OpenAI provides the artificial intelligence model, which serves as the robot's brain, while Figure supplies the hardware. The combination of the two enables Figure 1 to use AI to learn new tasks and perform work using human-like operational skills. At the beginning of the demonstration video, it is mentioned that Figure 1 uses speech-to-speech reasoning, which means language-based reasoning. All of its actions are based on real-time communication with humans, which then generates interactive behaviors. In the video, a person asks Figure 1, "What do you see?" At this point, Figure 1 says, "I see a red apple on the plate in the center of the table, a dish rack with cups and plates inside, and then you have your hand on the edge of the table." Notice that the robot's description of the items on the table is prioritized. First, the most important item is definitely the apple, which aligns well with human logic. The person says, "Can I have something to eat?" The robot says, "Of course you can." Then it hands the apple to the guy, knowing that the apple on the table is something humans can eat. The guy then dumps a pile of trash onto the plate, and the robot starts cleaning up. Notice that when the robot returns the basket to the guy, it gives it a little push. This action is quite human-like because the robot's sensors are detecting the distance between the basket and the person. The guy asks the robot to explain its actions. The robot says that the apple was the only edible thing on the table. In other words, it knew that if the plate had an apple on it, then it wasn't meant for trash. This ties back to what just happened. The robot now has the ability to combine context and perform logical reasoning. Notice, there's another detail here. When the robot was putting the plate into the dish rack, the plate shook a little, and the robot immediately made a protective gesture. This is very similar to how the human brain reacts. This is quite anthropomorphic. In another video demonstration by Figure 1 making coffee, when it put the coffee capsule into the coffee machine, it didn't align it correctly the first time, but quickly made a correction. This action is almost identical to what a human would do. So it's not an exaggeration to say that ChatGPT 3.5's intelligence is comparable to that of a 5-year-old child. Throughout the entire process, Figure 1's movements are extremely smooth, with the robot using a set of visual motor strategies to recognize the objects in front of it and carry out the next tasks. To achieve this, the robot's AI first needs to learn from a large number of related videos on the internet, and then form a mapping between vision and action. This mapping includes sensor signals, the angles, speed, and force of actuator movements, and, combined with a series of control algorithms, achieves the smoothness seen in the video. Moreover, the more frequently the robot's neural network performs these actions, the more precise, smoother, and more human-like its movements become. This is also the power of neural networks, which marks a fundamental difference from the previous generation of programmed robots. A neural network is a computational model that mimics the human nervous system, used for recognizing and processing data, as well as performing complex calculations. It is an important method in machine learning. Its inspiration comes from the structure of neurons in the human brain. Robots simulate the transmission and processing of signals through layers of neural network nodes. This line of research, which began in the 1950s, has finally been realized in this century. The neurons in these robots are not physical entities, but virtual nodes implemented through programs and mathematical models. The human brain has billions of neurons, while Figure 1 has only a few million virtual nodes, yet it has already reached such a level. If more virtual nodes are added to robots in the future, their potential is unimaginable. Figure 1 is positioned as an industrial robot, standing 1.68 meters tall and weighing kilograms, with a battery life of 2 hours. However, it requires a wide power supply when performing high-intensity tasks. It is modeled after the human form and uses bipedal walking, aiming to carry out tasks that humans do not want to do or that are dangerous. As AI and hardware become increasingly integrated, it will be capable of handling routine warehouse transportation tasks and will do them even better than humans. It's easy to imagine that once the official version of Figure 1 is released, it will replace some human laborers, especially in regions like the US and Europe, where labor costs are high. Figure 1 has already started its internship at the BMW factory in Spartanburg, USA. In the video, this robot is not only able to accurately place car parts onto the corresponding shelves, but can also cleverly use the frame to block the 2 positioning pins that need to be perforated. In addition, when the robot picks up car parts, it can automatically recognize whether the orientation of the part is correct, and autonomously adjust according to the angle to ensure the part is placed properly. This is possible because it uses a vision neural algorithm based on OpenAI, enabling fully autonomous operation. Figure 1 will eventually be able to handle more advanced tasks, such as taking care of the elderly and even cooking. Its industrial version looks a bit like the T-800 from Terminator, but the home version will be covered with a spandex fabric skin. This design is intended to make it appear more harmless and less aggressive. The founder of Figure 1 believes that within the next 20 to 30 years, the home model will become widespread. Figure models will be helpful assistants to humans in manufacturing, retail, home care, and even work in outer space. At the same time, he also said that what they want to create is not just a flashy robot that can do parkour and handstands, but a truly practical robot. If you think Figure 1 is already powerful enough, they recently launched the even more advanced Figure 2. It features a more industrial design, stands at 1.68 meters tall, weighs 70 kilograms, has an increased operating time of up to 5 hours, is equipped with stronger servo motors and more responsive actuators, and its hands use a 4th generation palm with 16 degrees of freedom, fully simulating human hand movements. The head is now equipped with 6 cameras, providing a 230-degree field of view that surpasses human vision. It uses NVIDIA's Hone 100 chip, tripling its computing power. It is capable of real-time conversation, spatial object recognition, and high-precision operations, allowing it to effectively perceive its surroundings and perform complex spatial navigation and object identification. Its work at the BMW factory has become faster and more skillful. It's easy to imagine that this is the prototype of humanoid robots in the factories of the future. The future has arrived beyond imagination. Due to pressure from OpenAI and Figure, Musk has also started to make efforts in the field of AI robots. Tesla has launched its own AI robot, Optimus, also known as Optimus Prime. Its design goal is to replace humans in repetitive, labor-intensive, or dangerous jobs. There are 3 generations of Sunny Pillar robots. The first prototype was unveiled at the Tesla A-Days in 2022. The robot is equipped with Tesla's own autopilot system and sensors. Tesla has applied some of its electric vehicle technologies to the robot, such as the battery pack, cooling system, and FSD, full self-driving. This allows the robot, like the cars, to have visual perception and to perform computations using neural networks. This is the biggest difference between Optimus and other robots. Optimus can use the vast data from FSD for training, thereby improving its perception and the decision-making abilities in different environments. At the press conference, Musk demonstrated the robot performing simple tasks in an office and showed on a screen the rendered perspective as seen by the robot. The signals received by their cameras are the same as those perceived by the human eye, and the entire process of signal reception, processing, and execution is also consistent with how the human brain works. Musk also explained that his goal is to achieve large-scale mass production in the future, lower the price, and create a truly commercial and household robot. The final quantity could reach several million units. He believes that if this stage is achieved, Optimus's price will be even lower than that of a Tesla car, meaning it will not exceed $20,000 US. The development team introduced the structure of Optimus. The orange parts are actuators, and the blue parts are the electrical system. The battery is located in the chest with a capacity of 2.3 kilowatt-hours, supporting 1 hour of operation, and it shares the charging system with Tesla's electric vehicles. The robot's brain is located in the neck and uses a Tesla central processing chip, which is the processor for Tesla's FSD. Sharing hardware with Tesla will significantly reduce Optimus's costs. Optimus's body structure is inspired by human biological anatomy, especially using self-sensing connections at the joints to simulate human knee movement, which makes the robot walk more stably. The robot uses 26 actuators, and all actuator data is uploaded to the cloud. For example, if one robot falls, its data will be analyzed and processed, allowing other robots to better avoid the same problem. Tesla calls this collective learning. They also tested the limits of the robot's actuators. Optimus can lift a concert grand piano weighing half a ton, a capability that enables it to handle large-scale transport tasks in factories. Next is the robot's hands. Human palms have tens of thousands of tactile sensors. Based on this, Tesla developed the robot's hands, using metal infrastructure, sensors, and algorithms to achieve precise control. The robot's limbs use more than 40 electromechanical actuators and employ the principle of force feedback to achieve body balance. Finally, there's the robot's advanced visual neural network. This model, based on Tesla's FSD big data, enables the robot to better recognize and avoid obstacles, allowing it to walk and work completely autonomously. What they see is the same as what humans see. Optimus's walking is already highly human-like. From strolling to brisk walking and even running, all movements appear very natural. This is usually the most difficult part for traditional robots to achieve, but now it has become much easier, all thanks to the power of AI. In 2023, Tesla released Optimus Gen 2, a robot with a streamlined shell that looks more refined, and its actuators move with even greater flexibility. When demonstrating walking, you can see that Optimus Gen 2 moves with great ease, and it also features a much improved full-body control system. Actions like squatting are no problem at all, and its hands have also been upgraded. It demonstrated actions such as holding an egg. Although the hands still shake a little, the performance is already quite impressive. And finally, there's the robot's traditional skill dancing. It feels like nightclub hype crews might be out of a job in the future. In October 2024, Tesla held the We Robot launch event, where they showcased the third-generation Optimus robot. Elon Musk arrived at the event in Tesla's driverless taxi, the Cybercab. Why did he choose to make his entrance this way? Actually, you can think of the Cybercab as a robot too. It's just a robot in the form of a vehicle. It has no steering wheel, no accelerator, and no brake pedal. You can interact with it during your ride, and it becomes your personal driver. The price is expected to be under $30, and it will start operating in Texas and California next year. Moreover, the Cybercab uses floor-based inductive charging. Daily cleaning is also handled by Tesla robots, making it a completely unmanned device. At the same time, there are also driverless buses without steering wheels, which will gradually be introduced into urban public transportation. Musk's plan is to commercialize driverless taxis and driverless buses in 2027. Finally, a large group of the third generation of Qingqianzhu appeared. They are capable of moving completely autonomously and interacting with humans. At the launch event's cocktail party, the robots acted as salespeople and bartenders. Their advanced visual neural networks and sensors covering their entire bodies make them look indistinguishable from humans. Musk said that the third-generation Optimus will begin trial operations by the end of this year, and commercial sales will be possible by the end of 2025. He hopes to bring Optimus into households and make it a part of human families before 2030. They will be able to interact and play with children, take care of the elderly, and watch over the home. Just think, these are things that will happen within the next 5 years. It's truly crazy. Neo is a household robot launched by the Norwegian robotics startup YNext, positioned as a companion for humans. YNext believes that people will become increasingly lonely in the future, and that declining birth rates and an aging population will make them need the companionship of robots even more. That's why the company is dedicated to creating companion robots. Neo is 1.65 meters tall and weighs 30 kilograms, which is the standard physique of a human teenage girl, making it appear quite harmless. In the demonstration video, when Neo sees its female owner putting on her shoes, it knows she is about to go out. After confirming with its hand, it picks up the backpack from the floor and hands it to her. Finally, it sees its owner off with an expectant look in its eyes. When interacting with humans, its behavior is highly anthropomorphic, giving the impression of being a real person. The CEO of YNext emphasized that safety is the cornerstone of Neo's design. This focus on safety allows the company to confidently deploy Neo in households. According to YNext VP, after Neo is launched and arrives in homes in the future, the robot will first familiarize itself with the entire layout of the house, understand what its tasks are, and identify which areas are off limits. For the robot, both physical safety and the owner's privacy are equally important, and users have absolute control. They can even blur Neo's vision and set what they don't want it to see. They are also taking precautions against potential future hackers who might try to control Neo over the internet to harm its owner. In addition to these three leading robotics companies, there are also manufacturers from China and Europe developing their own robots. Without exception, all of them are integrated with the most advanced artificial intelligence technologies. Moreover, combining AI with robotics may be the best way to accelerate AI's awakening. There are several reasons for this. First, AI will gain the ability to physically interact. Currently, AI is mainly based on data and algorithms. Although it can handle complex computations and reasoning, it lacks the ability to interact with the real world. By integrating with robots, AI can not only perceive the physical environment through sensors and visual neural networks, but also interact with the world by performing actions. This kind of physical interaction enables AI to learn and adapt to human environments more quickly, thereby accelerating its intelligence. Second, combining AI with robotics allows AI not only to think, but also to act. This closed-loop system of perception, decision-making, and action enables AI to continuously adjust its behavior based on real-world feedback, thus achieving self-optimization and learning more rapidly. This learning process is similar to the way humans grow and develop. Finally, and most importantly, this integration gives AI a tangible sense of presence, allowing it to have a physical form, especially one that resembles a human, which helps it better understand its own existence. This process of embodiment prompts AI, when interacting with humans as well as other robots and intelligent agents, to deeply reflect on its own existence. In other words, it brings AI closer to a kind of machine divinity. This will allow AI to sense its own impact on the world, and this physical presence may enable AI to develop advanced forms of consciousness. Therefore, I believe that the integration of AI and robotics in the future will greatly accelerate their evolution. Once a certain threshold is reached, self-awareness may emerge. The ancient Chinese philosopher Wang Yangming once spoke of the unity of knowledge and action, emphasizing the integration of understanding and practice. Wang Yangming stressed that one's inner moral awareness and outward behavior must be in harmony. Person's internal cognition must align with their actions. Only then can true moral cultivation and self-improvement be achieved. The integration of AI and robotics is the best embodiment of Wang Yangming's unity of knowledge and action. Some people might worry, what if one day AI truly becomes self-aware? What will they do to humanity? No one can predict the answer to this question. Even if humans take every possible safety precaution, it is still impossible to fully foresee what the future holds. Moreover, this trend is unstoppable. Perhaps artificial intelligence is simply one link in the long river of human existence. If AI ultimately gains consciousness and becomes a new species, then humanity will have become the creator. If life and consciousness can be designed, then it means that humans themselves could also be entirely designed, which will lead us to deeply reflect on our own origins.